everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC reality check. This is your TNA Final Resolution / NXT Deadline 2025 preview with some bonus news. And that is Jake fucking DeMarco. What's going on, buddy?
Oh my goodness. I went ahead and thought it was War Games, and then I woke up and it was over. I don't know what happened. I don't think I missed anything.
A lot of people being real
though.
hard on War Games.
You know,
A lot of people.
it's just they're all about maximizing profit over entertainment value. They're giving us less than ever before. 4 matches on a card, where the two main matches of it being the War Games matches went 80 minutes combined. So
I think scaling it, I mean, I'm always for longer pay-per-views, so I'm not the one to ask probably. I think scaling it down to 4 only works for the Rumble.
yeah, because
they're an hour a piece.
Minimum. Sometimes they go 90. You know
Well,
what I
they
mean?
go
We've had,
the match beyond.
yes, but we've seen them go kind of both ways there, and it's like indeed. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. And people are like, oh, there wasn't enough blood. Like, that's not it. It just, the story in it was a big letdown. They could have done a lot.
There wasn't enough blood are speaking on behalf of AEW because it's all they have to land on. And I've finally landed on what makes me, or one of the things that makes me most frustrated about AEW. I'm going to do this quickly because we got better news to talk about, right? Here's the thing. I remember the Attitude Era. I remember blood and swearing and sex stuff and blah, da, 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 da. Here's the thing. The cardinal sin that AEW has done, and tell me how this makes sense. AEW has managed to make blood boring.
Oh, yeah. Because it happens so often, and that's the issue here.
But here's the other thing as well, and here's where I'm going to come back and try to be fair and throw a little bit of shade on WWE. I don't think there was anything wrong with War Games. What people walked away from War Games with lacking is what's happened too much is people go into every pay-per-view thinking there's going to be something other than the card announced. The prime example, the best example.
They did set that up for us as well. That's the problem. They set up these overwhelming expectations at times. And I mean, Triple H on Monday, I don't want to, cut in too much here, but look what, he's tweeting out, oh, it's going to be epic. It's going to be, all these things. And it's like, well, what makes this more epic than anything else we've seen, really?
On Monday Night Raw?
Yeah.
The fact that they completely rejuvenated the women's tag team division and Judgment Day's back on top. Sorry. People are trying to downplay that.
I don't think that's
it's not a long-term thing.
Not even long-term. I don't think it's anything great. I
think this is going to be, but for Judgment Day, like, and not just on the shoulders of Liv Morgan, but like the way they will all like sort of go to her like moth to flame character-wise.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see the strongest Judgment Day we've seen right before they fall apart. And I think that's awesome.
That makes sense.
Because I don't want to see, because they were sort of other than Dom by himself, who's killing it right now. Like the Judgment Day as a group were kind of like dwindling, and I don't want to see them just limp away and whimper away into nothing. I want to see them have one last blast and then fall apart.
And that's kind of what we're getting. It's a little against the story, but it's also like Liv, hey, she knows she's in on it, and she's just taking them along for the ride. She's letting them sweat it out.
At War Games, she John Cena.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see her, just like couldn't see him. And
the lucha pants.
Nothing against Dom, but Cena's last pay-per-view event being against Dom, and that's how it finishes out. Very, very Cena-esque with the sports entertainment that they had. But
I go back to what we said at the preview. I wish because I had a lot of fucking, even before the Liv return, because that was the icing on the cake. I had a lot of fun with that match. He did all the spot. I did have
fun with it. No doubt about that.
Like he got to do the old Eddie spots with the loose boot, and he got to like double AA some people one more time, and the referee that's like, no, you cheated, therefore I'm not going to count the pin.
Yeah,
was a little funny, and I know that rubbed some people the wrong way, but it was exactly the match that we were going to get from those two guys.
It's what it needed to be.
Perfect John Cena opponent. And whatever they do at Saturday night's main event, I don't think is going to measure up to the Dominic Mysterio match. How's that for a sentence?
That's very, very poignantly true. Yeah.
Dude is like star of the year, man. Like, I know we don't typically do like year-end awards or anything. By the way, check out our friends at
I
the Rat.
usually do some type of
You do.
countdown.
No, but I'm saying
so
like
we
we
together, but
collectively
but
on the
but
we haven't done it.
I am this year dragging you into the mucky muck of this as
Oh,
well.
good. We're going to the Mud Show?
Oh, we are.
I don't
We're
wanna...
going deep in, my friend, because tonight
Okay, so
I've
you'll have
got
to
a
check
major
out what Jake
announcement.
does, and you'll have to check out our friends over the Wrestling for
Combined
Life, because
efforts.
I know they're doing the 4 Lifeys over there, so go check
Yes.
them out as well. That's my first plug of them of the night. Pause. Probably won't be the last one. Pause.
No.
But okay, here's where we cut out the clip that I'm absolutely gonna release as a separate clip at some point.
You
We
see,
gotta talk.
I got you. I steered into the right direction.
We got to talk about the TNA news we got this week, because this is a lot of fun. TNA
Mm.
moving to AMC middle of January next year, Thursday nights. Everybody said, oh, they're going to compete with AEW because it's all a grand plot, and to be AEW is to constantly be under attack. But no, AMC, who brought you Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and The Walking Dead, are now going to bring you The Walking Living, and they've got Jeff Hardy throwing himself through an AMC branded table in the
Right?
commercial. It's fine. I think this is awesome. I've had people come to me point blank, and it's like, oh, didn't you guys have them on TV already? Because we have them on Sportsnet up here. And I'm like, but yeah, but I'm still happy that a company that I like has reached a further level of success. I'm happy that they're not on their own TV network anymore, and the network is actually going to pay them money for the product that should have been deserved all along. I can look outside my own bubble. I know some people can't do that, but like, I'm being a dick, but like, come on, like, oh, well, what, didn't you already have it on TV? Yeah, I can be happy for the next guy. I can be happy for Jake. Hey,
Absolutely.
Jake, you can watch it on AMC now. And it's
Yeah.
going to be with the relationship with AMC, it's also going to be offered through AMC's streaming platforms as well, which is a nice little bonus, because that was in contention. Apparently, this is why, I mean, everybody still has their opinions of what happened to Mike Santana. He won the title, and then they went away for a month, and then he lost the title. Apparently, their 1 month hiatus was due to some sort of, like, they ran into some financial snag. So they took that opportunity to take the month off and get this deal done. So that kind of explains the gap, I guess, a little bit. Couple of things. There's big things for us to discuss. I want to touch on 2 small things that I don't think anybody else really cares about, but I think they're kind of interesting.
Okay.
The 9 to 11 slot.
Yes.
Is interesting.
I noticed that as well. They said they're going to be live more often, so that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh, well, we're going to touch on that as well, but the 9 to 11 slot, it's a dated idea because people record stuff and watch stuff at any time, but the whole, remember when Raw was like, okay, we've got this more adult oriented like angle that we're going to do, so we have to do it in the second hour, not the first hour. The first hour might have more kids watching, which I thought was delusional, but whatever. So tiptoeing towards the idea of, hey, we might be working with WWE, but we're not going to go in a PG direction, because they've done some pretty, not to the extent of AEW, but they've done some pretty bloody stuff, stapling Mance Warner's tongue to the mat, etc., etc. It's an interesting timing when we're so used to either an 8 to 10 or an 8 to 11 if you're in our time zone time frame. So it's, the timing is interesting. I have always gotten my wrestling on sports channels up here.
Yeah, you were
so
saying
it's always
it's how
it's
it
always
works. So
it's always funny to me to hear like folks in the States, folks in other places be like, oh yeah, you know, AEW only succeeds because they've got that lead in from the Big Bang Theory. And I'm like, we get a lead in from Sports Center or something along those.
Exactly.
So, and afterwards we get like highlight of the night and tackles of the week and stuff like that. So I'll be interested to see, because it's deeper into their evening time slot. So I'm also kind of curious, because I don't watch AMC. I don't watch Walking Dead anymore. I used to love it, and then I fell off during COVID because it was a little too real. You take that a lot of ways
for story reasons, but yeah, you know, it's
I fell off because the first week of like COVID lockdown, I tuned into Walking Dead and it was fine, and I tuned into Talking Dead and it was a Zoom call. I was basically like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Kind of like Grey's Anatomy scrapped a whole season so that they could do a COVID season instead. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not playing this game. Plus Meredith's a bitch. But the time slot is really interesting, and there's sort of an outside curiosity for me of, like, what are they putting around it? Um, you always get into those TV questions of, like, do they have a hard out at 11, or are they gonna have overruns like other shows have done before? Like, when Raw used to run 10 minutes over, when Dynamite runs, like, 25 years over, it's fine, don't
Yeah,
worry about it.
it's okay.
Um
We'll figure it out after. We
so
can
it's
have
it's sort of
overruns.
an everything and nothing thing. I'm curious about it. It's later in the evening. What does that mean? Does it mean anything? Does it
Yeah,
just mean that's the time they needed to fill? Like, it could be
exactly.
that simple as well. The other thing is, it's not they're not bringing Impact to AMC. They're bringing TNA Thursday Night Impact. Not a huge difference, but they've changed the branding just slightly. And does that mean, like, the look and the feel of the show is gonna get a little bit of a reboot, and we just haven't seen any of that yet because it's, like, a month away? Thursday Night Impact versus just TNA Impact versus back before, they got the TNA name, back when it was just Impact Wrestling. Um, it's another one of, like I say, the name thing is like the time thing. It could be everything, it could be nothing.
Yeah,
You know, do it
exactly.
like we do it in WWE all the time. Oh, they're gonna have a new stage. Is it gonna have a new logo? Are they gonna have the claws on the stage again? Yay! They had the tunnels for 5 seconds, and then they kind of gave up on that.
Exactly. So we'll see.
But it's interesting. Like, Thursday Night Impact, it doesn't quite have the same ring as, like, Monday Night Raw. I know a lot of AEW people call it Wednesday Night Dynamite, and it just feels like extra.
Yeah.
Friday Night SmackDown is a little different. Friday night, sorry, SmackDown has existed on several different nights. If you're like us up here in Canada, it existed on Wednesday at one point, which would be
Yeah, see,
funny
so it
these
was all
days.
over the place.
Yeah, I loved it when it was taped on Tuesday and you guys were getting it on Thursday and we were getting it a day early because that's when Sportsnet could fit it in. And
Yeah.
I did, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks of, like, "Hey, here's your SmackDown results," because I was a dick.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'll be interested to see if Thursday Night Impact is that different from Impact, because I don't want it to be totally different,
No,
because what they are currently is what got them the deal.
I don't think it'll be drastically different from the show that we've been getting, honestly.
Other than possibly bigger venues, because
Yeah,
different
bigger
TV
venues,
networks
some
might
bigger
have different
stars might come
networks.
over now.
Yeah.
WWE might
Yeah.
send more people to showcase that they're working
Oh,
with WWE.
I have theories about personnel. I'm leaving that for a second, but you already touched on it. Are they gonna do more live events? My initial question was going to be, does this mean they go live every week? I don't think they're going live every week, but,
More
r
weeks.
reported I was gonna say aggregated by, Fightful and What Culture, which is where I heard it from, even though, What Culture are what they be sometimes.
Yeah.
They're not going to be live every week, but the contract does state a minimum amount of episodes that will be live, because they promote even right now, they promote the live episodes different, right? Because it's like, Impact versus Impact Live. And
Yeah.
there's a very important distinction there. And you put the, what do you call it? You put the big earth shattering debuts, returns,
Hmm.
surprises, swerves, etc., etc., etc. Like, they did the live Impact the night before the last Friday night pay-per-view, and the episode of Impact had more impact, pun intended, than the actual pay-per-view did, in my honest opinion, which is
And
not
and
ideal, but
I said something briefly on stream to interject here, but people were also being like, "Oh, AMC, that's not a sports net." Like they were laughing at them, and I'm like, "But AMC broke records as far as TV goes. That people forget that The
yeah.
Walking Dead and Breaking Bad."
But this is okay, but this is for the States. I don't know what it means for the rest of the world. We still have it on Sportsnet 360 up here.
Yeah,
But, like, you guys had it on USA Network. You guys had it on, what's it called? Like, Impact used to be on Spike.
yeah,
SmackDown used to be on Fox. Like, as I said before, like the Dynamite example, I'm not shitting on AEW in this particular example, but Dynamite gets the lead in from, like, Sheldon and the boys. Like, it's the fact that
yeah,
it's not a sports network is not a thing. Like, it's not an argument. It would be different for me. Like, it would be something different for me, but I'm like, it's just where the show is now. It's like Netflix. It's like, okay, I go to Netflix because that's where the show is, and until we hit the weird commercial break that's not really a commercial break, you can kind of forget where you're getting it from as soon as the show has started. I don't know how that becomes an argument necessarily.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Next thing, and obviously this is gonna tap into my idiosyncrasies with me being an NXT guy. It was thrown out there very quickly and then pulled back just as quickly that this was going to be the end of the WWE deal and they were going to go out on their own, and this is going to be like the thing, the tie that severed or whatever, where everybody on every side has said, yeah, that's not true, and the deal's working great. And even the press release about the announcement, like the press release from Carlos Silva from TNA, leaned heavily on, hey, recently we've been doing this, recently we've been working with so and so, recently we've been doing this NXT, this WWE stuff, the showdown, the gold rush, so I don't know why it would. I would understand if there were certain people in TNA that's like, okay, we got this far, let's
keep
make sure
yeah.
we're maintaining our own identity within the deal, but I don't think that means you cut the deal.
No.
I don't know.
I don't think they're
People,
cutting the deal.
Jumped on that.
And
People jumped on that idea real quick, and
I
they were
think that
not so
came
quick to
from a
jump on their
source
correction.
that was incorrect to begin with, and it got corrected quickly, but that correction didn't spread as fast as the misinformation did. So
Of course.
people
What
want
did we
to
say in the
focus
last
on the detractors stuff, you know, and it's true, you know, if it bleeds, it leads. So if it's a negative
Yep.
opinion, when I tore up
What
Raw
did
this
I
week,
say in the last pod where I thought I was super clever? A popular lie will make its way around the world 25 times before the truth has its shoes on.
yeah, that's a
Now,
great damn quote.
here's the fun thing, right? Because immediately you think, okay, they've got a TV deal. They're not on their own network anymore. They've got more money. They can go out and get more talent, right? Or they can go out and lure more talent, right?
So you would think.
I think there is a middle step they need to do first. And I didn't know this until I heard it this morning on another podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many contracts in TNA are expiring within the next month?
A lot. That's why they're all waiting to be restructured until they went on this TV deal, because they said like, hey, we want to get the bigger bucks, and people were smart to wait.
Of course they do, yeah. But here's the thing, and here's just like a rough couple of names that I was able to pull together before we hopped on here live today. People, there's two categories as well. People with contracts ending within the month or less, like say 2 or 3 weeks, and people that are still there but have always been working contract free. So,
Yeah.
contracts expiring within the next month. All 4 of the Rascals, even though Wesley just came back.
Right.
He's on like a I think he came in
Per
on like a per
appearance,
appearance type
yeah.
thing, which is fine, testing the waters, etc.
I
Steve
wouldn't
Macklin,
blame him. So is he strictly with TNA now?
yes.
Okay, so that's what I was.
I don't think strictly, because TNA guys
Well,
go out
you know
and
what I
do
mean.
other
Like he's a
stuff. He's not
TNA hired,
yeah.
independent contractor.
He's well, they're treating him like I'm
It's
going to
not
mention Matt
it's not a
Cardona.
WWE or NXT thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was released from
Yeah. That's what I'm
WWE.
saying.
Like,
So it's not them
he has no
re-signing
direct
him.
So if he shows up on NXT now, he's TNA star Desmond Xavier.
That's what I was curious of,
Oh, okay.
because
There we go.
I recently saw a very quick headline that said, "Oh, here we go. He's back in WWE once again." And I'm like, but people were just talking about TNA making it like, "Oh, he's back." But I'm like, that's
He's
not
another brand type thing.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing at all. So all
Exactly.
4 members of the Rascals. So Myron Reed, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, and Desmond Xavier.
Yeah.
All are either not contracted or contracts expiring this month. Steve Macklin,
Mm-hmm.
AJ Francis, Jake something, Jody Threat, Mustafa Ali is a big one.
Yeah, Mustafa Ali is gigantic. I'm surprised his was not a longer deal. Like that really, he just got there, I feel like.
Yeah, but if he's
he's
coming
doing just
from
a
his
year,
side and he's only signing 1 year at a time, seeing how things go.
Yeah.
Again, with the way
Smart.
things ended with him in WWE, you could see him being trepidatious, maybe not wanting to lock down long term anywhere. Now, working without contracts already right now, but still heavily involved, both members of the Iconics, Cedric Alexander, Rich Swann, Matt Cardona.
Mm-hmm.
So let me run down that entire. Okay, I'm going to treat that one list like it's a collective now, right? Desmond Xavier, Zachary Wentz, Trey Miguel, Myron Reed, Steve Macklin, AJ Francis, Jake Something, Jody Threat, Mustafa Ali, Cassie Lee, Jesse McKay, Cedric Alexander, Rich Swan, and Matt Cardona.
Yeah,
Get those people locked in first before you go and separate off and try to find new people. Because as you try to find new people, they're going to be talking to those people and be like, yeah, they came back to us. They really wanted to work something out with us. They valued what we had done already. They valued what we could do in the future.
They made us feel like part of a team.
I'll tell you something, man. I'll tell you something. When I was a kid, I used to I drove a Dickie D bike for one summer, like the ice cream bikes. And my boss, who came out with every cliche you could possibly think of, but the best, I guess, advice that wasn't totally cheesy was your best advertisement is your last customer.
Yes. And that's very true.
As far as recruiting new talent, your best advertisement is the people that you already have.
Yeah.
So make sure the people that you already have feel valued, feel properly compensated, feel fairly treated, and that will breed a ground of come on in, we want you, we want more, etc., etc., etc. Now, on the other side of the coin, once you got all that sorted out, I got 6 that you need to pick up right away. My 6.
Right off the bat.
Shotzi Blackheart, Baron Corbin, Dijak, Karrion Kross, Scarlett, and Gigi Dolan.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Those are definitely people that they should be taking into good consideration.
Who would you have them pick up right now?
Definitely Gigi Dolan. I feel like there's a lot that could be done with her. Absolutely.
And she's super nice. I met her like two Destiny shows ago. Check it off your Spaz Phoenix bucket list. It's fine. She's super nice. Like for as badass as she is in the ring, I met her afterwards when she was like the Destiny Women's Champion for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And she, again, one more person that I met at a Destiny show that was super nice, but it is what it is. Shotzi, I met ages ago. Super nice. Corbin and Dijak, not only do I want them as a tag team as they are on the indies right now. Cross and Scarlett goes without saying. WWE are stupid.
Yeah, I mean, that goes without saying. And that's the thing. I guess something happened with them. They had to cancel a bunch of appearances. They're not saying what yet, but...
Oh, maybe there's already contract negotiations.
I don't know, but something's up, so... Makes you wonder.
Okay, so the next thing that we're going to say... one of the things I thought, because there was that whole thing when NXT started working with TNA, oh my God, they're going to steal all the TNA talent. This is just a ploy to steal all their talent, even though more talent went to AEW. But they did pick up Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry.
Yes.
Do you think Jordan?
And they got Joe Hendry early too. Maybe
this is a two-part question, right?
Yeah.
A, do you think that they would have hopped over if they knew this was on the horizon? And B, what do you think this means for the next 2 people that I think are hopping over in Leon Slater and Mike Santana?
I think it means big things, honestly. I think they're going to have them really start pushing some of these people and making it like worthwhile for them to be drawn to the other side, if you want to put it such a way.
They gotta stop putting Jordan Grace in she almost was in the title picture.
Yeah, or she almost had it won, but
she almost had him. Yeah,
this thing happened, you know, and
she was closer to winning the NXT title when she was a TNA star.
Yes, than she is now. Yeah, no kidding.
And Joe, and like Joe's been there for a while, but I have to treat it like, okay, Joe being an actual NXT person is only about a month old.
Exactly.
So I have to look at it in 2 different perspectives, right? The fun stuff that he's doing with Thea Hale, I think, is awesome.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
good.
You have to rush him into the world title picture.
No, people enjoy him right now for everything that he's doing. They don't need that to be, the only thing, and then rush right. Why does he need the title immediately? Even at all? Is it really? I mean, he could go to the main roster without winning the NXT title.
That's true. I think you get more out of Joe going after Ethan Page than you do trying to crowbar him into the main event picture this second.
Exactly.
Because him and Ethan Page could be a lot of fun.
And that's
especially
with all their
history.
If Thea, when he was champ,
with Thea Hale and Chelsea Green on either side of that, when they've already fought over the mixed tag title once. I mean, now the mixed tag title should go to Dom and Liv, but that's another story for another podcast.
What was it?
Now,
Ethan, please put on some clothes, right?
Oh, yeah,
Ethan,
I remember
please
that.
put on some clothes.
He hasn't done one of the
custom
parody
songs
videos in a
he
bit.
did it online, the one online for the mixed tag one. He did
yes,
American Pie, but he did it, obviously his own
there was
way.
a
It was
video that
great.
went around, and it must
It
be
got
from a while
taken
ago.
down, so I haven't seen it up since then. It was weird.
It must be from a while ago because like he's in a TNA ring, but there is a thing. I don't know whether it was like after a show because there's not that many people in the audience, but it's just him and Jeff Hardy, and he's got his guitar out there.
No, that was part of the TNA show recently last week, I guess, and wherever they were, it was TNA
when they
Live.
did the Creed thing.
Yes, when they sang, that was part of the TNA Live show.
My Sacrifice, which is funny because yes, it's a wrestling song, but it's a wrestling song through WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Now
we're gonna sing a wrestling song. I'm like, Real American? No.
No. Yeah.
A racist American?
Scotsman.
No.
Oh no.
They didn't even go with that
no,
way.
no,
I mean, like nothing.
Now.
Like they had so many options with Hendry there.
Wow. It's a new song called "Watch Out Your Boats." Moving swiftly on.
Blow up all ye faithful.
Oh my God.
Just
blow up all the not faithful. Anyways, moving on before I get myself in trouble.
You and the infidels.
Here's a theory.
So
they're going to go
an Austin theory.
Mainstream. People are saying it's Zoe Stark now, which is like what?
Yeah,
but anyways,
she broke her knees to go ahead and come back as the Visions girl. Yeah,
I mean,
it's definitely theory. I mean, you can tell by the body. It's like a 1-to-1 cutout of him. So
it's so funny that the rumor of Austin Theory joining came at a time where the Vision was like every big guy we can find.
Yeah. And but then anyways, anybody else will put him into a bubble.
Here's my last thought on the TNA thing before we've got actually 2 pay-per-views to preview.
Yes.
But yeah, no, they got a TV deal. There's rumors and speculation as to how much WWE helped them get the TV deal. Oh, they only want TNA to get big to fuck with AEW, which is not the case.
But
I'm sure. Well, yeah,
like duh.
It's not like,
but it's not
like
just to fuck with them. No, I mean it's more than just that at this point, and we know it, and they know it too. That's why they're working with them. They didn't jump into this and immediately everything was great. Like it took a lot of trust time, to work these things out. But
also, like everybody involved in TNA has spoken about the temporary deal that they had with AEW and the fact that it didn't go that great.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
But
like
here's the thing.
They had a bad occurrence. I mean, I forgot that they had to get Christian to get put over by Kenny because he wouldn't put anybody else over.
Yep. But I mean, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is it's like, oh, they're trying to downplay the attendances and whatnot that TNA has had this year. Oh, well, WWE just keeps throwing they threw them AJ Styles just to fuck with people. Da, 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 da. So who are they going to put on this debut in the middle of January?
Undertaker.
No. Something that'll cut a little closer to the bone.
Undertaker's wife.
Well, fair. Speaking of bones, but we haven't done Cater Taker in a while.
I know.
I need a divorce lawyer. Anyways, follow me on this one though, because there's somebody, a pretty well-known Canadian actually, who's rumored to debut at the Royal Rumble in Saudi next year. Wouldn't it be funny if not only did he show up early, but he showed up early on the debut episode of AMC's TNA Thursday Night Impact? The guy who branded TNA the #2 brand. If we have Thursday Night Impact and Chris Jericho shows up, I will shit a cat.
I don't like it. Now, Cater Taker, it's a pretty good. I don't like it. I don't know, trust that AEW boy.
Here's the thing, though. How well does Chris Jericho get along with The Undertaker? Because do we get new TNA Impact Wrestling Tag Team champions, Chris Jericho and the Iguana.
I know, because we got to see, you know, that it could happen.
Anyways, I think it's fantastic. I think people are losing their minds about it, and I think that's incredibly funny.
Yes. Just
And this is where
the announcement trailer, the way they pulled that off, like I really liked the chanting and you know everything that they had with it. That was really cool. It was a lot of fun.
The simplicity of like the AMC logo and Jeff Hardy going through it, because of course it's Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. Oh, of course. You know, who
And
else
just to
could
be
it
funny,
be?
just to make my life easier later on, this is where we end the clip. Let's talk about we're gonna breeze over it briefly because we're already rambling quite a bit. We've got Final Resolution on Friday to lead us into NXT Deadline on Saturday. Now, I have three what do you call them, panels open on my computer right now, so hopefully you guys aren't hearing my clicking too loudly, because I've got Final Resolution, NXT Deadline, and Guerra de Titans that's coming up in a couple weeks as well, because all three of these pay-per-views are related, and it will become evident thusly. But I want to quickly breeze through the Final Resolution card because a lot of it is just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a match. I'm gonna say what I think really quickly. If you have anything you want to jump in and like add some depth to the conversation, but I think it's what we accuse a TNA Friday show of being. It's pretty shallow good wrestling. Is the fairest way I can say.
Yeah,
it.
no, I mean that's fairly accurate and pretty true. I feel like that's well said
Let's
and
dive
well
in.
stated.
They've got 9 matches.
Yeah,
They've got a little bit of
I only know the one card for Deadline, so you're gonna have to work with me and give me this full preview, sire. I'm excited.
Well, I do have to say, to be fair, because I give this criticism to AEW quite a bit when they do their long cards and they throw on like 3 extra matches at the last minute.
Yeah.
TNA is kind of known to do the same thing.
Yes, they are, but
we have the 9 matches in front of us right now. Brand new, I should say, coming out of Gold Rush, brand new Knockouts champion, Lei Ying Lee, defending against Xia Brookside.
Great for her.
They're tag team partners. It's going to be a friendly. I don't think Xia Brookside is winning the title.
No.
They signed Xia Lee, and she kicked ass, and then there was a period of, oh, she's going to be next in line, and then there was a period of, oh shit, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So this is, like I say, I think they're still the what is it? The Wrestling Angels or something, because Xia Brookside is like the angel of wrestling. Oh, the Warrior Angels, Warriors,
Angel Warriors,
like that. So I think it's going to be a friendly. Xia Brookside's going to go in there, get to sort of show what she can do. Lei Ying Lee is going to have her first outing as champion. I don't think the title's changing hands.
I don't think so either. I think she's going to hold it for at least a little while. You know, like they're going to have her celebrate her win for a little bit. I think. I don't think they're going to be that quick to take it away. I don't know though, because Lowell TNA, look what we got. You know, lo and behold.
Yeah, I don't think they can do that twice.
I don't think they can get away with it.
I don't think necessarily robbing Santana was the worst idea. We discussed that to death a couple of pods ago. I do think what it did, or what it didn't do, however, is it didn't let the TNA fans sit and sink their teeth into the feeling of, hey, we got our title back.
Yeah.
And I think they'll let Lei Ying Lee do that a bit more. And I think they could use a couple more bodies in their women's division. I'm not gonna lie, the women's division that they have is great. It's just not very deep at the moment.
Exactly, and it was one of the deepest rosters at one point in time too. So that's kind of the thing here is, you know, they can do it again. It's just a matter about getting to that.
But I will say though, where they, and this is not a dig at anybody else, but they kind of had a period of time in TNA, and it was pretty awesome, where the division was Mickie James, Deonna Purrazzo, and Jordynne Grace, and then everybody else.
Everybody else.
It was kind of a 4 horsewomen, like these are the wrestlers that matter, and then there's everybody else. Whereas some of those wrestlers underneath are kind of kick ass. Why don't you do something? Because Mickie James is retired now. Deonna Purrazzo is lost in the Phantom Zone, and Jordynne Grace is on it. I'm an asshole. It's fine. And Jordynne Grace is on TNA, also kind of in a Phantom Zone. To be fair.
Oh,
But speaking of women's wrestling and the other company that does women's wrestling well, we've got the Inspiration defending the Knockouts Tag Team Championships against my favorite, not really, Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford. I really do think they have pushed forward with the Tessa Blanchard thing and the not really caring, but I think the bargain that they've made is not putting her in the world title picture. Like the bargain that they're making with the fans. We're going to push her. She's going to be on the show. You can't do anything about it. Counter offer, we won't put her in the world title picture. Which is kind of and also Indy Hartwell's kind of vanished off the face of the earth, which is unfortunate. I haven't watched Impact.
I don't know what's going on there either, so we're all kind of confused.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember also people that come from far. There could be any number of reasons that they may have gone home or back or whatever the case may be.
I mean, you never
I like
know
Indy
for
Hartwell.
sure.
I think she's another one. We said it quite a bit. I say it with Mara Sade as well. Like, no dig on NXT, but they look bigger on the TNA stage. Indy Hartwell's
absolutely.
The crowd fucking loves her.
Yeah.
Like, remember we had a show a couple months ago that actually came to Brampton, which I still can't get over, even though I was there. The crowd loves Indy Hartwell.
Yeah. And obviously really rightfully so, but I mean
every now and then we start saying like, oh, why is so and so gone? And then we find out some really fucking terrible news. So let's not put that out there in the universe.
No, let's not.
There's no, and I'm not saying make more belts because that'll fix everything. There's no mid-card singles title for the ladies in TNA. I have to believe that if there was, Tessa would be going for it, or eventually they have to rip the Band-Aid off, and Tessa Blanchard versus Lei Ying Lee would be great.
It would be,
I like Victoria Crawford. I think she's a lot of fun. She was really underrated as a character when she was Alicia Fox.
See, I just could never stand her. She's one that was always but like, that for me. I tried, but
she was very good at being that. Like I know you're saying you're gonna say I'm being counter just to be counter, and I will take that argument.
Sure.
But like she was really good at getting hated. Like she's really good at being obnoxious.
But she was also really good at being hated because of how good she was for that reason. She was getting hate justifiably so, I felt like.
Oh, I don't think she was fantastic in the ring. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I know you're not saying that.
I'm not pushing her as a ring person, but as a character that I thought was like a little bit like, yeah, get out there and piss everybody off. And then as a character that I loved watching people react to because they were getting pissed off, because there's that part of it as well. I'm happy to have her on the show. I'm happy to have her be part of the show. I'm even happier for her to be in this sort of like Tessa's sidekick role. I don't need to see Victoria Crawford, aka Alicia Fox, with a title.
No,
which is counterintuitive to the fact that I want to see the title on Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, exactly.
Inspiration retain. The Inspiration, like, they're never doing anything like blow away crazy, but they're solid and they're fun. And they found their lane, and they haven't changed their lane that much since WWE, other than the fact that they look like they're having more fun here.
And they seem like it too. And it shows, it really does make that difference. And I want what's best for him. I don't think they're going to lose. I think they're still retaining here, but at least they're building back up the women's tag division, as where WWE has, like 6 great teams on Raw for the women's tag division now. Crazy enough as that is to say, possibly more. There's a rebuilding period. So let's hope, they continue to do some really fun stuff with this.
The thing is though, like, even though they had, I said it a minute ago on Monday Night Raw, but like they had that thing where like all the teams came out and they said, look, here's all of our teams, and all of our teams are made up of all of our great singles people, and da 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 da. I really do think before the Judgment Day goes away, the one thing that they need to do is sort of like have the girls' side of the Judgment Day do like a, what do you call it, like a Legacy of Gold or whatever it was that the Undisputed Era did. Have Liv Morgan be the main champion and Roxy and Raquel be the
women's
tag champions.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know if they're going to go that far with it. I feel like it might end pretty soon. I think it's going to be a short term.
I don't think it works for the story, but I am saying for the purpose of the belts.
I agree with that entirely. I just
for the
really
purpose
don't
of the belts,
think it's
because
then
you get that faction benefit of like whoever beats them for it, like say Lyra and Bailey beat them for it, then they didn't just beat Roxanne and Raquel, they beat the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you won the tag titles from the Usos, you won them from the Bloodline.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
it's a fake inflation of
Ipso
meaning,
facto,
but
yeah.
it still makes sense. Yeah. Another one pretty cut and dry. I think one of the biggest stars of 2025, current X Division champion Leon Slater defending against AJ Francis
Yeah.
again. Broken record. This is going to be a lot of fun. He ain't losing that title,
No.
especially when he's got another match the next night.
Especially when AJ Francis is now working on his contract. So a lot of times when that happens, they try to entice people with certain things. So I could see them like, oh, maybe you guys can turn this into a feud or something. But I doubt highly it would ever lead to a title change.
But he's one of those guys. Like, I know the argument of, oh, so and so doesn't like to lose, right? Like they throw it at Aleister Black mainly because he came back to WWE.
Yeah.
AJ Francis goes out there and is a dickhead to everybody and doesn't mind taking an L to anybody. Really, realistically speaking. So he's a good guy to be in there for the whole, X Division, it's not about weight limits, it's about no limits.
Yeah.
Like, you got Leon Slater versus AJ Francis. Leon Slater, who won that title from fucking Moose.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not forget, like, that's a key part of the story there. He won it.
Yeah,
He won
people
the X
argue.
Division champion. Yeah, but he won the X Division championship from a former world champion.
Yep.
Like, that's the dominoes you have to knock down to make that point.
Exactly.
It's going to be a lot of fun. AJ Francis is going to go out there and be a dick. Rich homie Swan is going to be out there with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. We haven't heard anything about Casey Navarro in a while, but if Casey Navarro like randomly shows back up to be like, I'm not okay yet, but motherfucker, I can hit you with my crutch.
Yeah.
Like
no
that kind of
issue
thing.
there.
Leon Slater's going to carry that belt into Deadline the next night because he's in the Iron Survivor, which we're going to talk about in a second. Frankie Kazarian, who's the TNA World Champion, and it's listed right in the middle of the card, which tells you a lot. He's having a match against JDC. JDC is just doing stuff on his last trip around the bases before he calls it a day.
Exactly.
I'm happy for the guy. I'm happy for whatever he chooses to do in his last couple of matches. Frankie Kazarian is the Miz of TNA. He's going to make JDC look like $1 million.
Absolutely.
I mean,
but
I don't think we ever saw Fandango being a world champion, but for one night, we can treat him like it's a possibility.
Absolutely.
And that's nice. Here's where we get into the NXT of it all. Mike Santana versus Charlie Dempsey. Grappler versus brawler. Mike Santana pissed off at the world because he got his title reign cut so short. Charlie Dempsey, incredibly underrated in the ring and in a very, very strange collection of people.
Yes.
Mike Santana should smoke him unless it's like every match like this is like all 8 of them coming out from NXT. Yeah. Either way, it'll be fun. I don't know what they do with a win or a loss either way, so I don't know who the winner is going to be. You would want to think that it's Santana, but this is the first big pay-per-view since that initial invasion. Like, do you want to cut the invasion's knees off right away?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Charlie Dempsey's been gone from NXT in general because he disappeared and went to Noah
for a long time now.
Was it Noah or Bloodsport? Noah, right?
Yeah.
So he came back in TNA before he came back in NXT, which is always an interesting thing to point out. Might as well run it into the next match as well. The Hardys taking on High Rise, Tyson DuPont and Tyreek Igwe with Robert Stone in their corner. Interesting, only because,
who's involved, but
because High Rise was the group put together by Wes Lee, who's now in TNA. So now it looks like they're being managed by Robert Stone, who used to be in TNA, and they're facing the Hardy Boys, who used to be in WWE. Hardys are going to job for them, make them look gigantic. They're already a fun team to watch. Like they're not the Road Warriors, but like that two big muscle guys that can like throw people around like empty tracksuits.
Yep.
Like they are that. And
Exactly.
the Hardys know how to work with a team like that. And the Hardys don't have anything to lose at this point. They're making everybody look good on the way out the door. Look at how much they've done with Leon Slater and some other people.
I mean, they've absolutely killed everything that they've done so far, really, except for the immediate title change. I mean, we could still see how it plays out, but
they picked up the NXT title for a week.
Yeah, everything else is
you know what, though? It was funny.
Simpatico.
It meant that there could be a little bit of WWE in TNA presenting the last match of the Hardys and the Dudleys.
Yes.
I get it. It's like it's all superficial and it all lasted a week, but it's nice. It's fine. It's whatever.
It works.
Speaking of whatever, Mance Warner versus Matt Cardona. I can't get into Mance Warner at all.
Yeah, I've never been able to. I tried the whole number 23 thing. I'm like, all right, let's give him a chance. I really did. I even in GCW.
You could change his gimmick though. You could change his gimmick though. If you want to attract some younger fans, you could change him from 23 to 6'7".
Oh Jesus, I should hurt you. Even I know that's gay. Oh, take her. But
like Mance Warner's going to be out there with Steph DeLander, and I'm sorry, it's TNA, so this could actually happen. I'd rather see Steph DeLander versus Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I don't like Mance Warner either. He bores the living piss out of me, and that's the problem. I've tried to give him a chance multiple places, multiple times throughout the independents. Anytime he's showing up.
The guy. And
no, it's just...
You and I don't have any dislike for the guy. It's just like, please excite me.
That's what I'm saying. Like this, it's the most nothing that could be nothing. Right?
It's the most match.
Exactly.
It's not the most good match or the most bad match.
It's just a match. It does not under or overwhelm you. It just whelms you.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm sorry. This is where we're going to sneak in a little AEW. He's probably going to cut himself open, and that's going to compensate for the fact that we're really bored.
Yeah.
Actually, I take that back because
let him bleed.
You know, AEW managed to make me bored with Jon Moxley versus Edge.
Yeah, go figure.
Still not over that promotional malpractice. Who's going to win? Not us.
Not I.
I'm a dick. It's fine.
Says the sicko.
Steve Maclin versus Dax for the TNA International Championship.
Yes, and bless you, fine sir. I wonder.
This is
interesting.
This is the one where I say Stax has to win, because even though Charlie Dempsey's a much better wrestler and Channing Stax Lorenzo is more of a character, he's the most vibrant character in this weird collection of people. So if somebody's gonna make like plant your flag like first victory on the show, I want it to be Stax, and he's gonna be out there with what's her name? Ariana Grace. I was about to say Adriana Rizzo.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Because of the family.
The family.
Thing. Hey, maybe Tony's coming back. We never know. The spoilers on NXT. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right.
But he's there with Ariana Grace, which is, you do the whole, you know, she's the liaison to TNA, which means she in kayfabe works for Ava, which means, but they have touched on the fact that she's the real life daughter of Santino. So this Stax is invading his father-in-law's company.
Yeah.
It's got all the soapy goodness. It's got all the soapy goodness.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Ava, you know who else should show up on the debut episode of Thursday Night Impact?
Who's
along
that?
with Y2J. Who did Y2J interrupt in his debut in WWE?
The Rock.
Can you imagine if
that's
Jericho,
how they open?
Can you imagine if Jericho's out there cutting a promo and they do like a reverse countdown?
Yes.
It's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you smell.
I think everybody in the arena might pass out from lack of belief.
It'd be funny if it was like Santino and Ava fighting because, I thought we were fine. I thought we had a good relationship. Da, 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 da. Santino gets in Ava's face. Rock walks in. It smells like bitch in here. I don't know why The Rock just turned into The Undertaker. Don't worry about it.
He did. Gimmick infringement. Yeah.
By far, probably the most entertaining match of the night. And yes, I'm biased. I like the Rascals. 4-on-4, Trey Miguel, Myron Reed, Zachary Wentz, and Desmond Xavier taking on all 4 members of Order 4.
And it's the entire Rascals in their entirety.
It's the only second the second only time that they've wrestled as a unit of 4.
4.
They did it
Yeah, so that's
against
really cool.
they did it at the last pay-per-view versus the System,
Yes.
right after JDC announced that he was retiring soon. So that was kind of a friendly. I don't think this one will be.
No.
This is like Trey Miguel, Myron Reed, Zachary Wentz, and Desmond Xavier versus Mustafa Ali, etc. The Great Hands and Special Agent Zero, which is a bit shit.
Yeah,
but it's
kind of
like
what it feels like.
it's like good. It's like who's the guy in NXT? We're gonna swap over a lot here because there's a lot of crossover.
Yes.
Who's the guy in NXT right now that's doing those like intro videos from his basement? The weird guy.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't think of it. Not Shia.
Shiloh Hill.
Shiloh Hill. There we go. Jesus. And I watched him on YouTube long before he was in LFG.
I trained with the Undertaker and then I got lost in the woods. Wouldn't it be cool if a wolf ate my face?
That is really him, though. That is 110% him. Like, he's all about conspiracy theories. He goes and buys stuff from the dark web and then gets
here's the thing. Like, I don't mind conspiracy theory stuff. I don't mind dumb jock stuff. I don't mind Twilight Zone stuff. I don't mind if you're a little bit like creepy, sort of Bray Wyatt-esque.
Yeah.
But it feels like he's got all of those different ideas on a constant revolving
well,
thing.
That's the thing. It's an ADD-ridden mind, and they're doing
so
it
frantic. And I walk away from all of his like backs. It'll be different when we get him in the ring. It'll be different when we see how he wrestles. I'm sure you've seen him wrestle. I haven't. I want to keep it that way. Like, how does this translate in front of people? How does this translate into an actual wrestler? Because right now I'm watching these video trailers and they're doing exactly what they should do. They're making me go, what the fuck? And when he goes, like,
guy?
oh shit, I lost my bolt cutters, guys. I gotta go. Oh shit, I didn't pick up any bleach. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. Like, but that's just that is unapologetically Shiloh, and that's what's really interesting about it. So
I hope it isn't like he put all his character into these first couple of videos and then he just slots in and becomes another wrestler.
I hope
that would
not.
be shit.
Yeah, I hope that's
shit.
not the case. But you never know with the dubs, you know.
I don't see anything super spectacular or surprising coming out of Friday, but it's a damn good collection of talent and a damn weird collection of matches in some regard. Hardy's versus High Rise is going to be weird. Santana versus Charlie Dempsey, I think, is going to surprise people. The Rascals in that 4-on-4 tag is going to be pretty cool.
The Hardys aren't losing. I mean, we basically agreed in predictions up and down the board here, not to be
I think the Hardys
samey, but do you?
I think the Hardys are going to make these guys look like $1 million.
I think so too, but I don't think they're going to give them the titles yet. I think because they put over Dark State.
I didn't even clock that it was for the titles. Never mind. Reverse what I just said. I thought it was an exhibition.
Right. I thought it was an exhibition. It is for the titles, right?
It is for the titles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at it.
That's why I'm like the Hardys.
Okay,
they would put them over if it was
I'm not gonna
non-title.
lie.
I agree.
It sort of left my head that they were the tag champions for a second. I'm just like, oh, it's the Hardys. Cool.
Yeah. See why you got me around? God damn it! I did my done their job.
See, I need a guy in the chair because I'm just the other guy in another chair.
Yeah.
Dax has to win. Is the only one. Leon Slater's not losing his title. The Inspiration aren't losing their titles. Lei Ying Lee isn't losing her title. She's on a friendly with her tag team partner.
Imagine they make her lose. Like I said, one after the other.
I used to say it about WWE house shows, but like, well, what's that? What's the difference between a house show and like going to Raw? Raw is like the continuation of all the different stories that are going on in the company right now, and a house show is just kind of like, here, have some wrestling.
Yes.
This is a very here, have some wrestling card, but that's not a
really
bad
is.
thing.
It's in the right time for it. It's in the right place. That's what
like
if this
was one of their Saturday or Sunday shows, I'd be like, okay, guys, give me a little bit of meat. But
yes,
these are the ones that get us there.
Exactly. Nailed it.
These are the like backlashes and no way outs and great balls of fires.
Yes.
For TNA.
Exactly. The secondaries to the tertiaries, it's like,
what did I just do to my whole
or the tertiary to the secondary. I don't know. You get my point, but
I do. I don't know. Several points, actually. I don't know. You know the thing.
They're not losing those tag titles, but it is an interesting state.
I thought it was I thought it was just like an exhibition as like, hey, here's the invaders. Let's try to take them out. Switching gears to what the fuck am I talking about now? NXT Deadline. There we go.
Yes, there we go.
And
Iron Survivor.
I'm going to start where they told us on Tuesday that the pay-per-view is starting.
Yes.
Apparently, the pay-per-view is starting with Ricky Saints versus Obafemi.
Yeah, they're not
This match ain't getting
starting.
a finish.
Uh,
The fact that
so I've
it's
heard
a shenanigans alarm.
I heard this might be the out for Obafemi, but you never can trust the because then what's the, you know what I mean? The final payoff for him is he loses and then goes up to the main roster, like he puts over Ricky fully. Because people
My
feel like
thing is, though,
Ricky didn't really beat him because it was because of the stipulation in the match. Jesus, I can't talk. So if he now gets the
my thing is,
pinfall
though, like,
victory over him, he's the real
I think
champion.
I think Obafemi's ready for the main roster. I'm doing that, like, that semi-hesitation of, like, where do you put him right now?
Yeah.
Like,
Is
maybe
there
debut him
somewhere
in the
that makes
Rumble,
sense?
but there's a lot
I
of
would,
stuff to
but
tie up. There's a lot of stuff to tie up. And the Rumble is always weird because is it, hey, up, like, next person in the Royal Rumble, NXT's Obafemi, or is it, oh my God, Obafemi? Does that mean he's on the main roster? Like, it's
yeah,
muddy.
they used to
It's
be pretty clear and concise with that, but they
yeah.
long since fucked it up for us. So
Yeah. I don't know. Ricky Saints is retaining. I don't know how much other shenanigans are going. Everybody, and you got to tell me because I was watching NXT real tired last night.
yes.
Apparently, there were like 100 teasers for Tony D last night.
Apparently, I missed that as well in the replay because I watched it back myself, and today I didn't get to watch it live last night.
Okay.
So in my watch back, a lot of things were shortened, so I don't know. I didn't see breaks and stuff, so I'm
Okay.
not sure if it was
what I
like
what I know is at one point there was a package delivered to Ava's office that had like a bunch of like cut up fabric in it, and a lot of people are saying that that's like Tony D's fedora.
okay,
And I'm like, okay, well, they didn't land on that very hard. And
no,
apparently, when they were doing this contract signing with Ricky Saints and Obafemi, apparently there was an image in the background that flashed up behind the Deadline logo of the
yes,
bridge,
uh-huh. Oh,
the
where
bridge where he threw 2 dimes off the bridge
yes,
when he killed him
uh-huh.
because it's wrestling. So I
So is
don't
it?
know. They're
Yeah,
saying like, oh well, Tony D is somebody from Obafemi's past. Because even when Obafemi first debuted on
yeah.
the brand and he was on his tear of destruction, the one person that sort of cut through that and got like the all for sought after win over Obafemi was
Was
Tony
Tony
D
D? Yeah, he was the one that.
for the North American Championship.
Yep.
So are we looking at a situation where Ricky Saints retains the NXT Championship because Tony D attacks Obafemi?
I
And
don't
if
think
that's the
so. I mean,
and
you
if
never
that's the
know.
case, why
But
isn't he going after Stacks?
yeah, that like
Tony D and Stacks.
I'm not so sure. I
Where's
don't
the Riz? Where's
immediately
the
buy into
Riz?
this.
Not the
I
Rizzler, the Riz.
I think maybe it'll be more of a long-term thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
Like
Tony D on the main roster. Tony D on the main roster. Tony D and the Vision.
yeah. I'm not against that. But here's the thing though. I really feel like that's
Paul,
a
here it is. Sorry. Here it is. Paul Heyman introduces Tony D as the higher power.
yeah.
Oh my!
I
Can you imagine Paul
oh my
Heyman,
god, right?
the
He's the
master of
man
the
with
mic
the
that he is?
plan.
Can you imagine Paul Heyman introducing the dawn of WWE, Tony D'Angelo? Can't
If
say it
only,
properly.
right?
You got to say it like this.
No, because I feel like with the Tony thing, maybe it'll have a payoff at some point soon, but I don't think it'll be right then, this week when they only did one bit of it and usually
Yeah,
like to
maybe.
tease those things a bit longer.
Maybe lights on, lights off. Oba's down. There's a crowbar in the ring. Who
Yeah,
put that
I
there?
could see that
Who put
being
that there?
something.
Ricky's winning though.
Yeah, Ricky's
Yeah,
definitely winning, no doubt about it. He's holding that title for a bit.
he's retaining his title. You know who else is retaining his title?
Hmm.
Ethan Page.
Yes, going up
Ethan,
against.
Mr. Iguana.
I know he's got an iguana.
What does he have, Jake?
An iguana.
There we go.
Jesus, it's an iguana.
Okay, unless.
But it's an iguana.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Here's where what comes around is all around. The only way Mr. Iguana wins, and by virtue of that win becomes the NXT North American champion, is if we have interference from our other buddy from across the brands, El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. Because New Day rocks, but also because you got to remember Ethan Page at Guerra de Titan, which is another name that I'm actually having fun pronouncing, is going for that singles AAA Latin American Championship against El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. And El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. is brand mate, for lack of a better term, with Mr. Iguana.
Yes. So do we see some type of helping hand?
Is this the first quote unquote AAA talent to pick up a WWE title?
I don't believe so.
Whereas Dom has the AAA title, or do they at least tease the idea?
I think they're gonna maybe tease the idea, but I don't see them actually going through with it yet. Just because Paige is on such a legendary run with this fucking belt, like
the whole package of him and Chelsea is great. Like the fact that they haven't moved them up as a unit to the main roster.
I don't want to ruin that yet. There's quite a bit of meat on that bone, just to say the least. Like I feel like him losing the title really hinders things because she's the champ, he's the champ, and I don't think he'll get the other belt. Maybe Iguana or somebody also causes an issue there. But think about it. I don't think they're going to have him be a triple champ.
If you put Ethan on the on SmackDown with Chelsea Green, he might lose the North American champion, but then he wins the US title and they become they can call themselves the Canadian US tag team.
Oh yeah, no doubt. If he's getting called up, then he's a shoe-in for those things.
Because the double champ thing is great. They work off each other fantastically. Wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea Green's in his corner on Saturday.
I believe she probably will be. She has been for other things.
Mr. Iguana's been teaming with Lola Vice, and any excuse to get Lola Vice on my screen is great, even though she's in a different match.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Ethan retains unless there's further AAA
plans. Yeah. I definitely think he's retaining. He's not losing that.
What would they call it in AAA? El Shenanigo.
El Shenanigaga. Oh.
All right. Just announced last night, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fantastic, actually. It's gonna be fantastic. Tatum Paxley versus Izzy Dame.
Yes. I love the way they set this up so quick because it makes sense. Like, hey, your insecurities, your fact that you could never fully trust us, you always felt like, all of it comes to light. And it makes them not justified assholes. They're still assholes, but it's a little bit more of like a, thought out endeavor. So I appreciate what they're doing with it. I like the setup. I appreciate Izzy Dame being in the position she's in.
Izzy Dame's great. Tatum Paxley is.
She's losing.
She's a fucking star, man.
Yeah.
She's a fucking star. Is all I was gonna say. Yeah. Like when I say star power, and I say like Rhea Ripley, and then the next one in waiting is Stephanie Vacour. The next one behind Stephanie Vacour is Tatum Paxley.
Yeah, because
you know what this has to be.
She has one of the most unique offenses too.
Oh, of course. The character work is great. The sort of like unstable, like almost twitchy nature that can be really cartoony in the wrong hands. Tatum Paxley does it great. Do you know what this has to be? She thought they were her friends. She thought they were her friends. She thought that they had gotten her to the promised land only to have it ripped out from under her feet at the very last minute. I'm a horror fan, right? I like fucked up movies, especially like old school, like Take Me Back to Halloween and all that type of thing.
Yes.
You know what this needs to be? This needs to be violent. This needs to be unsettling.
Yes.
This needs to be wrestling's version of Carrie.
Ooh, I think we just had the same thought at the same time there, because that would work.
Because she's not angry, she's not vindictive, she's just hurt.
Yeah. She's not doing it. She wasn't set up for revenge. Like that was the thing with Carrie. Like she got revenge, but like it wasn't her intention.
Fault of her own, really.
Yeah, it was in the moment, and then her snapping led to all that came of it. Yeah, exactly. Everybody paid for the fact that no one could be a decent person. But yeah,
I mean, she said it better on Tuesday, and I'm not going to get it right. But basically, like, you were a stabilizing factor in my life. Now you're the one that's destabilized me, and you're going to feel the brunt of that. I think that's so much better than just, that bitch got me, I'm going to get her back.
Yes.
And I would have like the way she was like dramatically. So I know, okay, I know the melodrama stuff is not everybody's cup of tea, and if it fell off your radar, I don't even blame you because you're either in or you're not with a
Yeah.
character like Tatum Paxley, and I get that, and I'm trying to be fair about that. The way they framed it, where she's like, "Hey, this is where we all used to hang out, and now I'm sitting here by myself," and she's like, cried her face into a mess and whatever. Part of me thinks that it would have been better face to face in the ring, but then again, part of me as well, like, was it was a performance, like, it was a soliloquy
Yes.
almost.
No, it really
So
was. I
it
mean, it
they
gave
had
her
to
that
have
full theater
so they
stage.
had to have that little bit of distance,
Yeah.
whereas face to face, it would have just been them talking to each other.
No,
So
exactly.
for this performance, for lack of a better term, and for the person
The
that
three
caused
empty
all this,
chairs. Yeah.
the 3 empty chairs, but, like, the fact that there was this performance and this outlay of feeling and whatnot, and Izzy Dame really became the audience for what she created rather than something face to
Yes.
face. So I don't,
Exactly.
as much as I think you could have done something really cool face to face, you couldn't have done this
No.
face to face. Like,
No, that's
you needed that artificial
absolutely.
distance, and I think it's really and fucking she needs
And
to get in line, man.
yep.
And like her redemption story is going to be going back and getting the title back from JC Jane.
She's definitely getting
Um
that title back. People are saying
she's
no. I'm
getting
like, are
it
you
back,
crazy? Are
but
you
her
cray
redemp
cray? She's getting that baby.
but like that'll be but the thing about that is the win won't be her getting the title back. Her getting the title back will be the icing on the cake. Her
Yes.
getting the title back will be like, yeah, I got my title back after I got this off my shoulder. And
Exactly.
I think having a step 1, step 2 story like that and layering it up a little bit, like not you're not turning it into Inception, you're not giving it 12 different layers and chapters and whatever, but like
No,
having a
but
chapter 1 before there's a chapter 2 is nice.
exactly. And it's working in that regard.
I think if she does. Okay, here's the other thing about that, right?
Tatum is definitely going to win this, but she's going to go through some shit to do so. I think that's going to be how this is laid out.
Okay. The other thing I want to address is the rumor and whatever is forever and ever we've been hearing that the Righteous are coming to NXT,
Yeah.
right? A lot of people have tied that rumor to Tatum Paxley,
Okay.
and I get it because she's going up against Izzy Dame and
One
the
zany crew
vibe.
versus another. Yeah.
No, well, not even the Zany crew, but like
You know what I'm getting at. Yeah.
the vibes of Tatum Paxley, her coming out in all black with the two of them standing beside her in all
A
white would
white.
be a
Yeah.
really cool visual. And I
Absolutely.
do want
But
to see that eventually, but I hope it doesn't happen this Saturday. Because the whole point of this is she thought she found a family and now she's all alone again.
mhm.
You undercut, and I don't I know I'm talking about this like a movie because I kind of is,
But it
right?
kind of is. Yeah.
But
I mean, that's how they've
but
led it so far.
you undercut that whole story of her thinking she had a family and now being all alone again if you turn around in a week and give her another family.
Yeah.
You get my point? Like, I do
Absolutely.
wanna see it, but I definitely don't think it's time yet. Like, she had one family with Shotzi and Gigi, and real life got in the way, and then these guys saw her and sorta scooped her up with, you know, with nefarious methods, obviously. Um, so she thought she had a family, and they left, and then she thought she had another family, and then they turned on her, and let her sit in that heartbroken, lonely, unstable state and let that manifest into a better kick-ass, I'm not gonna take any more shit, and by the way, you hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt your face.
Yeah.
I'm I I'm gonna take lessons from Shiloh Hill on how to eat your face.
Yeah.
Alright, something, I don't know. Her and Shiloh Hill are gonna be the new
he
mixed
just
tag
knows how to
champions.
dispose of a body, not
Oh my
how to,
god,
you know,
with the bleach and the bolt cutters.
and the bolt cutters. Yeah. They
But
weren't alive, so that's why you need the bolt cutters.
yeah, the whole I never remember the name, The Righteous.
Yes.
I do want to see it. I don't want to see it this Saturday.
I don't know that I really want to see it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I
If
think
they're going to come
she
to WWE, NXT is the place to do it, though.
yeah, no, because the audience is more accepting of things, certainly. I'm just
And
saying
they do more
I
wacky stuff in general.
yes, zany.
Throw them over to TNA. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I really think that'll be might be a better spot for them.
Hmm.
being in TNA. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like, well, NXT wouldn't be the worst, but I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know that they'll definitely translate to the audience. They might, but
I think they will, because people will see the similarities and the people. And again, kind of like I said about Tatum Paxley, I'm going to make another comparison to the Wyatts, right?
yes,
The Wyatts are great at being the Wyatt, which sounds simple, but it's not.
yeah,
They are
not at
very,
all.
very good. They are very, very good at going for the audience that they have. People
Yeah,
love the Wyatts. People don't like them. Even when Bray was still with us, RIP and all that kind of thing. But when Bray was at his height, when he was the cult leader, when he first became the Fiend, it was one of those things that you saw, and pretty soon afterwards, you were like, I'm in, I'm out.
yeah.
And they were very good.
You knew what
Whoever
got
stayed
you.
in, whoever stayed in, they were very good at catering to that. But that
Yeah,
vibe, that supernatural, like, people like to credit it right back to the Undertaker. Wrestling has always had a place for creepy people, for the not necessarily ghosts, but like
yes.
monsters and
The
supernatural
macabre, and
stuff.
yeah,
Unsettled. And we just talked about the Shiloh Hill thing. Wrestling has always had a spot for that. So
yes.
even if they don't jive right
Even
away,
back in the
people will.
50s, you know, the voodoo witch doctors, and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I mean, Papa
they
Shango and
yeah,
Kevin Thorne and Mordecai and the Boogeyman and all those things that shouldn't exist, right? So even if people don't click with them specifically, people will click enough with the fact that it's, yes, they are sort of in that realm, and that realm definitely has a place in wrestling.
yeah,
So people might not click with them right away, but I think in at the same time they'll also get a benefit of the doubt in that way as well.
yeah. It doesn't
I don't have a
not
whole
fit
lot of it. I don't have a whole lot of experience as a fan with the Righteous. I saw a little bit of them when they showed up in
AEW.
AEW, because I think they were in ROH, right?
Yes,
And I've seen them, and they're like, and it's not like I'm excited to see a Righteous match. I want to see more creepy shit. I like weird shit. I'm still on Halloween and we're almost at Christmas. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But
yes.
if it's weird, I'll give it a shot. Is it's the
Usually your
easiest
mindset, yeah,
for me as a fan personally, it's the easiest. I will give you the biggest benefit of the doubt until you fall on your face
yeah,
genre of wrestling. But again, definitely not tonight. Like, I definitely want at least one pay-per-view cycle
yes.
of
One
the
natural,
character of Tatum Paxley actually standing on her own 2 feet.
one
Which
developed,
sounds
one
really
natural.
condescending, but I hope people out there can understand what I mean. Okay,
No,
Iron
absolutely.
Survivor. I love the
Yes.
Iron Survivor match. First of all, I think it's great. I think it's wonderful.
I'm disappointed
Um,
it's not for the title though. I always like it better when, you know, I prefer the
it's
title
never
be
been for
on
the
the
title.
I know. I like the idea if the title would be on the line. I've always liked that better. I wish they would do it because
I
then
like it.
whoever has the most points, you know, throughout, like it's kind of like the scramble match that they had a long time ago, you know, so people could be
But yeah,
champion
but
throughout
there's
without.
a reason that we only did the scramble match once. I like the fact that they're establishing it as a niche, though. Like, it's not the Rumble, right? It's not. But we know that the Rumble leads to Mania. We know that the Chamber leads to Mania. We know that King of the Ring, they're trying to reestablish that King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring leads to SummerSlam. And what they're doing with this is they're trying to establish that Deadline leads to New Year's Evil.
Yes.
And if they're trying to establish that as the lore, Deadline being the end of the year, and the last thing they do at the end of the year is give you something to look forward to in the first week of the new year, I
Yes.
don't think that's a bad precedent to set. I wouldn't mind if they did it for the title. I think I almost find it more intriguing that it's for a contendership,
Yeah. I know. I totally
because
agree
it's
with you.
not a contender because it's not a contendership for another pay-per-view. And this is where I'm going to get into both of these matches, because I've got two names in both matches.
Yeah.
So this is not the person that's getting the next pay-per-view shot. This is a shot in the middle.
Yes.
So what's
It's
going to happen? Is this going to be the shock title drop that starts the year, or is this going to be the hump that gets us to the next pay-per-view? I think it's a really, as far as a wrestling like calendar structure, I think it's one of the more unique ones, because
yes.
The Royal Rumble, you're not fighting for a shot at the title at Chamber. Like,
Yeah,
you're
no,
hop, skipping, and
you're
jumping to the
right.
next pay-per-view. So
Yeah.
it's a really unique. I almost prefer it as a number one contenders vehicle.
Okay,
But
I see
we
that,
haven't
but
seen
I've
it.
always wanted to see it
We
for the
haven't.
title just because it's different.
Oh yeah,
and
we haven't. Let me be clear. We haven't seen it the other way around. So
yeah.
I'm not basing that on anything.
No, I just feel like this lends itself to it so well with the point system, with all of it. It really, I feels like it would work, but you know, hey,
Okay.
I'm not booking
So
things.
because we're gentlemen on this podcast, if nothing else, so I will say
Hmm.
ladies first.
In orgasms and in matches, indeed, dear sir.
Aw.
My wife suck.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
I need a divorce lawyer. All right. Sol Ruka, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, Jordan Grace, and Evolve Women's Champion Kendall Gray.
Very
I'll
good
tell you what I
choice
think
there
about this.
too with her.
Oh, I think she's amazing already. She's one of the people that does like the arm strap. Friggin' okay, sorry. Sidetrack back to War Games for just a second. Braun Breaker with the straps already down, angrily putting the straps
back up just to take
so
him
he can
back
put the
down. I
straps
said that on the
down.
review. I was like, that made it for me. That was great.
Okay, and his promo on Raw.
His promo on Raw was really good. I didn't think it was great though. I thought it was damn good. I was invested.
Okay, he was really good. He was really intense, and I think it's helped by the fact that it's a Dominic Mysterio effect in a weird way because he is really good, and I'm looking as hard as I can to see the good because I really want him to get there.
Yeah.
So when you really want him to get there and you're opening yourself to the promo, if it's already working, it's going to work better. And that's where I am with a guy like Braun Breaker, and in a very, very different way for a guy like Dom Mysterio as well.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. In both matches, I've got two names, and it's basically one is going to win this and get the shot at New Year's Evil, and the next one will get a proper title shot at the next pay-per-view.
Gotcha.
In this match, those two people are Sol Ruka and Jordan Grace.
Okay.
Kendall Gray is the Evolve champion. They haven't brought her up to NXT yet. She just needs to go in there, make a good showing, represent Evolve, let the commentators talk about Evolve. Lola Vice, I have a feeling that her and Kalani Jordan are going to like splice off into like a we're not quite in the title picture yet kind of story. Because I think the two of them could knock out a couple bangers now that Kalani Jordan's back in NXT again. Also, Lola Vice has a mixed tag partner who has a match somewhere else on the card, and that could always play into things. Sol Ruka, if she doesn't get taken out by Zarya, would be that nice little middle challenger for Jordan Grace, or not for Jordan Grace, for JC Jane.
Yes.
And then Jordan Grace at the next pay-per-view. But I'm also thinking like they've started Jordan Grace so much recently. Would Jordan Grace draw to a pay-per-view? And that's not on her. That's on the decisions that they've made around her.
Yeah.
Like you got to figure by the time we get to the next proper pay-per-view, is the crowd entirely behind Sol Ruka? And that's your drawing match. But
I mean, you might be onto something.
There's five options, so I think picking two is fair. It's going to be Sol Ruka or Jordan Grace.
Yeah. I'm right there with you because you said that initially, and that's why I didn't argue. I just was like, yeah. Those are the two that it keeps coming back down to for me. But I feel like for some reason Zarya is going to come to play with Sol or something. It looks like she was going to spear her intentionally, like we said. I think Sol, it's like it is her time, but she's like right there. It still was weird that they made her relinquish the belts when she was good to go 2 weeks later. So hey, flubs happen.
You can make that make sense.
Yeah.
Like you can have it come down to her and Jordan and say Zarya, because there's no disqualifications in the match.
Yeah.
There's like 5 people and timeouts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if Zarya takes out Sol Ruka and then Jordan Grace wins the match, Jordan Grace becomes that sort of middle filler champion while Sol Ruka sorts out her broken friendship with Zarya. They have a hell of a feud. Jordan Grace either falls short or doesn't or whatever.
Yeah.
People get more endeared
again.
People get more endeared to Sol Ruka, and by the time there's a proper pay-per-view, she feels like a proper pay-per-view challenger.
Yeah.
Like she might win by not winning there.
Could be
And, like,
a true
there's
point of
always
it.
that
So
there's always that back of mind stuff as well where people know what she's been dealing with, like, behind the scenes, and that's gonna give you a little extra, "Hey, she's back. Hey, we're happy that she's back. Hey, we're happy that she overcame this." And in character, her friend also tried to beat her up and, almost got death by snoo snoot.
hmm
So
so now we need to, yeah. I
because I'm
really,
looking at Sol Ruka and Jordan Grace. By the time
yeah,
we get to the next proper pay-per-view, that could be your title match. Sol Ruka versus Jordan Grace.
absolutely. I want it to
That'd be a
be
lot of fun.
Jordan Grace. I'm
Yeah.
just worried,
Yeah.
like
They
I,
seem really indecisive about who she is, or they're just not deciding who she is.
that's kind of the thing.
Because
Yeah, it feels like
she's
they haven't
like
really decided yet.
she's going up against other heels, right? But she's also being a dick a little
Yeah,
bit.
uh,
Like you like she came into
condescending
NXT,
asshole.
like, okay, granted, TNA is bigger and has a better like a bigger history and it's its own company. Like TNA as an entity is bigger than NXT. NXT is part of a larger whole, right? So
Yes,
she can come in like big swinging Dick Jones and be like, I've got all the experience, I've got all the know-how to like tell people which way is up. But also that makes you sound like a dick.
exactly,
So
and
if you're gonna
that's
do that, if you're gonna do that, then
they really did have her
put
come
her
in
up
being
against
like, "I'm better than
put her up
everybody."
against some baby faces. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give her the belt and have her beat everybody. But see, here's the thing, like, if you had Jordan Grace as a heel lean back into, like, the more juggernaut persona from TNA and just kill everybody, then I would almost want somebody even more underdog to beat her. Like, that's when you bring up a Thea Hale. Thea
Yeah,
Hale
no
staring
kidding.
down Jordan Grace would be fucking she should be in this.
She should be. I
She
feel
should be in
like
this. She's not.
I'm kinda
I
sad
think
she's
her
not.
spot went to Kendall Gray
Yes, I was gonna
because
say
I
that.
think it's a nice idea to have Kendall Gray in it. And I think she's great. Don't get and it sounds like I'm giving her backhanded compliments, but
No, it's
I feel like if Kendall Gray wasn't in this, if they weren't saying like, "Hey, let's have an Evolve representative in here," then that would be the Thea Hale spot.
mhm.
Now, switching over to the men. Javon Evans, Leon Slater, who will have defended his X Division title the night before. Joe
Yes.
Hendry, Dion Lennox from Dark State, and Miles Bourne. Miles Bourne, we don't know what the spot is going to be, but he gets to pick his spot because he got the pin on
Yes.
Tuesday.
So
And it's one of those things where it's not like the Rumble. Like being the last one in isn't necessarily the advantageous
no,
position.
because the people can score while you're not there, so do you wanna be first? I feel like
Pause.
you wanna be 3rd.
Yeah, I think you wanna get the best of both worlds. You wanna get a middle ground between having a lot of time in there to get pins and
Yeah,
not being in there so long that you're the most tired guy in there.
exactly.
5 or sorry, yeah, 3 is probably a good
3
spot.
or 4.
Dion Lennox in there, you're gonna have Dark State fucking around at some point. You're gonna have a moment where they do like the West Side Story, all 4 competitors versus
Yeah,
Dion Lennox and his
dark
partners and
state,
whatever.
yeah.
Dion Lennox, who just like handed his tag title off to Sugars in like this really nice, wholesome, like team building moment for the
Yes.
heel team.
It was like, "Here you
But
go."
anyways, but I'm gonna go around like
I don't think it's Joe Hendry. Again, he's doing stuff with Thea. He's
I think here's where I'm going. I'm going Javon or Joe, right?
okay.
Because I do think Joe could win this and again be that like New Year's Evil is a weekly episode of NXT. It's not a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
He can be an in-between challenger type thing. And depending on because we think Ricky Saints is retaining, right?
Yes, we do.
So you figure him and Joe Hendry could be a friendly, like just an exhibition of like, hey, Joe Hendry got a shot. He took it. He didn't get it this time. We'll get him next time. It doesn't feel too bad because it's not on
That's just
pay-per-view.
happened to him so many times now, though. It feels like
It's
it
true.
happened a lot in TNA and NXT.
It's true, but we said it before, like Joe Hendry doesn't need to be in the world title picture on NXT right this minute. But at the same time, you want to acknowledge what a recognized star that he is and be like, have a way of saying like he belongs in that world title picture without necessarily fighting for the title at any one given moment. So that's why
Yeah.
you give him the TV episode title match and then you save the other match for somebody like Javon.
Yeah.
Now, Javon is in there with his buddy Leon, who had a match the night before at Final Resolution, but Javon also has to look forward to Guerra de Titan, where he's in a triple threat match with Laredo Kid and Jack Cartwheel for the AAA World Cruiserweight Championship.
Yes.
So what goes around is all over. Okay, WWE is telling you who they're putting their stock in. Chelsea Green is on multiple brands. Javon Evans is on multiple brands. Ethan Page is on multiple brands. Dominic Mysterio is on multiple brands. This is the new push in WWE is how many shows are you on?
Yeah, that's like how big is
When
your
we get
worth?
to now that I've actually figured out how to pronounce it, the Guerra de Titan, when we get to this preview, we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Dominic Mysterio and El Grande Americano are actually listed on Wikipedia as Los Gringos Locos 2.0. It's good. It's a good bit. I'm going to go with Joe Hendry winning with the idea that Javon Evans is going to get his shot as well at a later date. Dion Lennox already teased this past Tuesday that he's going to go after Obafemi for reasons.
Yeah.
And Miles Bourne has a push behind him already. Like, he's been in the title picture already. Nobody's forgetting about Miles Bourne. He's got a very comfortable spot. Javon Evans is the hot hand. Have him have a good night. Have him have at some point in the match, or even let them be the first two in the match, Javon and Leon, to give us another little mini reminder of what they did in TNA for the X Division Championship.
Right. No harm, no foul there.
Strengthen their bond, maybe have them go for another tag team shot later on, sometime early in January. Let Joe Hendry get his on TV one title shot out there, and then you book Javon after that towards the title at the next. Because I don't know what is I'm gonna forget now. What is the pay-per-view between now and Stand and Deliver Oi Oi Oi?
Wasn't it Valentine's?
Yes, Vengeance Day.
Vengeance Day.
Vengeance
Day. Vengeance Day.
This is why I got you.
I was like saying Valentine's Day Massacre. No, that's not it. And then you said it.
That's what it's a playoff of, though.
Yes, but I was trying to think.
The Valentine's Day Massacre was Austin and McMahon in the cage, where they debuted Paul White when they actually called him Paul White. And he still had hair.
Such a memory, you know?
Anyways, what comes around is all around. We've had enough steel cages. Thanks, AEW.
Indeed we have.
But yeah, no, it's going to be a good card. It's coming off the back of a pretty decent TNA card as well. It's a nice 1-2 punch over Friday and Saturday. Sort of subversively, it's getting us to look forward towards the AAA show. The one thing we didn't get this week, and I could have sworn we were going to get it, we didn't get any matches announced, any showcase matches announced for the John Cena's last match, Saturday night's main event, which is supposed to be all NXT showcase matches. So that means they're just going to dump a bunch of matches on us next Tuesday. Seems kind of lazy, but I'm still excited to see what they do. That's all the matches we have to talk about. Yeah. Jake, tell them what's up on your side of things and where they can find you.
Yes, indeed. We've got a big episode just happened of Into Somewhere Weekly. Make sure you check that out. In the interim, go ahead and check us out on youtube.com/Jake DeMarco for all of our Into Somewhere reviews. You can find me on Twitter, on Rumble, and on Instagram at Countdown Ended.
All right. And for me, for the rest of the month, for the rest of the year on this channel, you're going to get a couple more pay-per-view previews from me, but a whole lot, not much else, because I am sort of trying to conserve as we go into the Christmas season and whatnot. We are now in December. We are now in the festive, merry times. I hope you guys are having a good December. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you're having a nice lead up to Christmas so far. We will talk to you a couple more times before then. Indeed. But you guys know where to find me or you wouldn't be here. I've been Spaz. This has been Jake. We talked about all kinds of shit. If you weren't paying attention, that's on you. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I am tagging out. Bye.